Hello, my name is Chris, and at the moment my partner and I are doing the big lap around Australia. We've been doing that for a bit over 6 months now. Before that, I was a trainer and a coach for the last 10 years. A lot of that focus was on corrective exercises and rehabilitation. Something I've really noticed when driving really long distances for large periods of time, certain things in my body start to hurt, especially lower back and my neck from all that craned over driving. So I wanted to do a video today with Ange as well on some corrective exercises that we can do and that we would suggest you also to do when you're on the road, just to counteract some of these bad positions that we're in all day long every day. So I'm going to go over 5 different exercises. Ange will come on and show some stretches. Okay, so exercise number 1 that we're going to go over today is called the dead bug, for obvious reasons. Now, I'm going to have my arms outstretched into the ear and I'm trying to what's called protract my shoulder blades. So you're really trying to reach here. Now you're going to lift your feet just off the ground. So you're in that nice neutral position with your knees. Head is going to be on the ground, chin tucked in back, so your spine is nice and straight. So we've stacked those vertebrae. Then we're going to tuck the pelvis. And then you're going to make sure that your tailbone is touching the floor. That's the big cue I want you to focus on, is that you can feel the ground underneath your tailbone. Any arch here, which is what your spine's going to want to do, is bad. That's what we're trying to remove. So you're going to tuck the pelvis, drive that tailbone into the floor. You're immediately going to feel your core fire right up, including your obliques. Now in this position, one arm goes back and the opposite leg goes forward, nice and slowly. And in that outstretched position, that's where you can feel that core tighten right up. And again, not losing the spine, bring it back in. If that's very difficult, just do one thing at a time until you build that strength up. Just bring that leg out a little bit, feel that core, bring it back in. Ideally, in the long term, we want 5 on one side and 5 on the other. Extra for experts is to maintain the outstretched position with that core firing up. You'll really feel it. Okay, this exercise number 2 also has a pretty peculiar name. It's called the bird dog. Now, this is another one to get that core firing really nicely while keeping the spine nice and stabilized. You're going to be on hands and knees, knees directly under hips, hands directly under shoulders. Again, we're going to tuck the pelvis. Imagine someone can eat dinner off of your spine, okay? That's the main thing here. Now again, opposite hand, opposite leg comes out. There's your bird dog position. What you're after is no twist through the hips and no bending of the spine. Nice neutral spine. Nothing happens to it, but your limbs move. Now that is engaging the core and getting the core to do really what you need it to be doing while you're sitting for long periods of time. So again, out, and then we can come back in and just touch that knee with your hand, send it back out again, nice and smooth, no rocking back and forth, none of this. That's not it at all. Nice and slowly. 5 on one side and then 5 on the other. Those are your bird dogs. Okay, so exercise number 3 and the last core specific exercise. Gonna put one hand on the ground along with that elbow. You're gonna make sure your elbow is stacked right below your shoulder. Legs come out nice and straight here, and you wanna make sure you're a nice stiff line. From here, you're gonna press up and maintain this position. Again, nice straight line here. Arm can be up at the sky or it can be here. You're going to imagine squeezing that side. That's that oblique really firing up now. And you're just going to chill here for a little bit. If that really hurts, or if it hurts your shoulder a bit, again, make sure it's stacked. Nice, strong, proud chest. And you can even bend the knees and drive up this way. A little tiny bit easier. If you want a little bit of glute at the same time, we can lift the leg and hold that position, squeezing the glute and the oblique at the same time. Really good exercise here. You can just hold that 30 seconds to a minute, have a rest, flip over and do the other side. All right, so those are your core specific drills. I would suggest doing them for the amount of reps I suggest, and then doing maybe 2 or 3 sets. And you can do that every day, or you can even do it multiple times a day. In about 2 weeks of doing it, you're really going to notice a difference. Your core is going to feel a lot stronger, stiffer, more stable. So when you're in that seated position, you're not kinked to one side, you don't have an aching back. What we're really working on there is obviously your main core muscles. There are 3 different layers, and we're also working on the small muscles that stabilize the spine and the hips. Muscles like the Quadratus Lumborum or the QL, that one specifically gives me a lot of grief if I drive for a long period of time. I get a really stiff, sore, aching back. And you have another group of muscles stabilizing the spine around the vertebrae called the Multifidus. Now on the front here, we have 3 different layers of abdominal muscle. We have our internal and external obliques, and they go across in a bit of a crisscross pattern. We have our Rectus abdominus, which is the superficial outside, that's your 6-pack. And the Transverse abdominus, which is the very important one, and that's the big layer of muscle that connects all that tissue together, keeps you nice and upright. Next exercise we're going to go on to is for the neck. When you're driving, you'll notice that your head sticks forward and your shoulders round. That can give you a lot of pain in the back of the neck, through the chest, and through the front of the neck. What I want you to do is just sit up nice and upright. You can do this in a chair, you can even do this while driving. You're going to push your chin forward, then you're going to push it back. As you push it back, you're going to squeeze these muscles in the back and squeeze them in the front. Forward again, back. Do that 12, 20 times, you'll really notice a difference. That starts to become really easy. You can do interesting things like you can stand against a wall, put a pillow against the wall so it's just your forehead holding your weight. I'll stand up. And you would sit like so, supporting all of your body weight on that angle, just with those neck muscles. That's something to do when you get a bit stronger. And it's a really good exercise to keep that neck nice and strong for when you're in that seated position. Now the final exercise I'm going to show you today, lying prostrate on the ground, you're going to squeeze your glutes, lift up and hold. What I'm trying to do is activate my spinal erectors. They can get really sore if they get weak. Relax. Again, nice and smoothly. Squeeze. Butt's on, legs are off the ground, shoulder blades retract. So you're almost like a bit of a banana. Back down, up and hold. You're really going to notice some muscles in the back there fire up. Hamstrings, glutes, spinal erectors, and all the muscles around your shoulder blades. That's what we need to get firing again while you're in that seated position. So those are 5 corrective exercises you can do every day, a couple of times a day if you want to. Now these are not for fat loss. This is not a workout. These are specifically corrective exercises that you can then do along with other things. Hope that's made sense, and I hope you get some relief from these exercises. They are non-impact, but please build into them nice and slowly. If you have any issues with your spine or your neck, seek a doctor's advice first before you just jump straight into those, okay?
Hi, I'm Ange. I'm doing the Big Lap with Chris. I've been loving fitness for the last 10 years, and I want to show you today some stretches that you can do on the road, and I hope you get some benefit from it. Alright, so the first exercise will be a stretch for the hip flexors and the quads, which are obviously really impacted when you sit all day in the car. I get particularly tight there. So this is your start position. You want to make sure this leg, the knee is just below the hip. You want to engage your core, particularly squeeze your glutes and keep neutral spine. And you should feel a stretch right here on the hip flexors. If you want to lean forward a little bit more, you might feel it as well in the quads. If you want a more advanced version, you can even have your arm above your head, look towards your elbow and lean on the right side. You should feel it as well all the way around the lats and all the way to your flexors and quads. So this is a really good one you can do. If you want another version of it, you could put your toes on a chair. Make sure to sit your toes there and it will be stretching even more the quads. So lack of flexibility in your mid back and upper back will result in pain in your lower back. So this second exercise will target the upper back, mid back and thoracic spine. So you start in this position, get your hand on your mid back and you want to twist all the way gently, look towards your elbow. You want your shoulders to open up and you come back. So you twist, you look towards your elbow and try to open up between your shoulder blades. And repeat. Twist. And do 5 on each side. Alright, so next exercise will be for shoulders, to open the tight shoulders that you get with that position of like sitting in the car. So you want to come on one side of your body, get your knees locked in together like so. Start position, 2 arms like that, and you just want to draw a semicircle around your body all the way to the other side. You'll feel the stretch mostly in this area, opening up the shoulders, and you come back. So nice and slow, making sure you don't twist your body, staying in that starting position. You do 5 on one side, 5 on the other side. And the last exercise will be for your upper trapezius, which goes all the way to your neck. So we're all guilty of sitting like this in the car, on the phone. So this will really release that area. So you just start by putting your hand behind your back. Gently bring your head down towards your knee. And you should feel the stretch all around here. So don't grab your head like so, really gently. And you should be able to do that on both sides. So I hope these stretches helped you, as well as the corrective exercise Chris demonstrated. Next time we'll do a beginner's workout. We've had a lot of requests, so let us know in the comment if you've got any requests for other videos. Thanks for watching and see you next time.